Okay, family, let's get some RETROMANIA in here. Mm, so you know, who do I want to use? I'm using Nikita Koloff. Yeah, see these guys at Retro Soft, man. They got back into creating content for this game, which I'm really glad that they did. And you know, I like AEW Fight Forever, and I'm glad that they're getting back into creating content for that game at some point. All action arcade wrestling. It's a cool game, but it's very limited, man. And yeah, you have a lot of tag options, but there's not any match types aside from like a battle royal, like the tags, like the little yeah, they don't have like any tag, like any cage matches. I mean, things like that. Um, and I understand what the game is, you know. So that game, they're not doing anything else for. They're just leaving it as it is. It is very arcadey, very cartoony, but it is what it is. And like I said, I understood what it was before I bought it. So, um, I've seen this. They have like these game sticks that have like 40,000 games, and I'm like, am I really going to play 40,000 games, man? So I know like WrestleFest. I don't know exactly which one. It might be on all. I've seen like 5 or 6 different, gaming sticks like that. Plug in and play type games, plug them to your HDMI. But this game of course comes from that WrestleFest cloth. So my thing is like like I was saying in a previous video, I'm saying this now. It's like, man, people for whatever reason, man, they have this every time a game come out, they always ask, is this game going to be the demise of something current? So it's like, I am not looking for a game with the intentions of I need something to replace 2K with. If I want to replace 2K, that means I'll just stop playing 2K, it has nothing to do with 2K. The whole thing with me is, and a lot of people, is that, look, man, it's always 2K, 2K, 2K. And it's like, you want a game with a different feel. A game that doesn't look anything like 2K, doesn't play like 2K. Fun, of course, but like doesn't make you feel like you're playing 2K. And what I love about this game is because they have a strong bond with the NWA. So it feels like the NWA has its own game in a sense, and the amount of people that they can put on this game. So hopefully these DLCs are like successful and they decide to keep making them. Yeah, I mean, and it's not just the NWA, but it's so many different people that they can actually add to this game, man. That it's like, if if you're playing any game, that's cocky. That was cocky. If you're playing any game, so I'm going to put it on the computer so I can talk because I'm going to interrupt myself. How about we do a cage match? If like for me, man, look, I came up in the era where I used to come and watch all the wrestling that I could. As a little kid, man, we used to come home from school and it was all about, it was basically whatever wrestling came on, that's what we watched. And I personally was never into this whole I only watch, WWE or WWF, or I only watch NWA or A. Like it's like I watched everything, man. Like what's the purpose? Like what's the purpose, man? Like I would come home from school, and at 4 o'clock, AWA came on. When AWA went off, we would turn to the odd station, and they had UWF. And I remember when I came home one day and there was no more AWA. I'm like, okay, maybe they just canceled it for the day. But it turned out that no, it was no more AWA being shown on that channel. AWA eventually went away. And I remember when like one day we was just checking the odd station, and then they had WCCW on, and we were watching that. And so we had these neighbors, right? And they had family in the South, and I used to travel South a lot of times. And I just remember one day, man, they had came to us and they had like a bunch of VCR tapes, those 8-hour Maxell VCR tapes. And like I said, man, we're kids. And they gave us all of these videos and had all of these wrestling shows on it. So we saw like Smoky Mountain, WCCW, UWF. Like we're seeing all of these different wrestling federations. And it was like, whoa. We used to started buying a wrestling magazine. So as kids, we knew that these other federations existed, but now we get to see it. And, that was fun for us, man. Unlike now, really, it just narrowed down into the whole, people have this mentality like the WWE is supposed to be the only show in town. And in the video game world, when it comes to wrestling, it's just been 2K for so long. And they do it every year. So for me, there's no thrill. There's nothing to really look forward to. It's just like, I know I'm going to see the same things. With just, only, they'll give you a different story mode, of course. But I mean, the game itself, what they have, it's like, it's okay. It's not, it just feels like, okay, they sent an update. You understand what I mean? It's like, they have their style, they have what they have. So I like variations, man. I like something different. I don't like to just like, like even like when I'm on like TikTok or something, I'm watching, I don't really mess with Twitch at all. But like, I see people playing their games on TikTok, man. I get more into the retro stuff. YouTube channels, I get more into the people that's like, when they do play 2K and they're playing like, have their own like federation that they make up, or they'll make like the old WCW or AWA or something like that, NWA, and I get more into that. And bottom line is, it's all about just having fun, man, So for me, when Fight Forever did come out, yeah, we already know what we want to see. We already know what the complaints were and all of that. We already know that. But I felt like when I was telling you guys, you think about it and put yourself in a businessman's perspective, right? Think from that perspective. Why would you create something, right? You have the money, you have the budget, you're rich as fuck, okay? You have the money, so that's not an issue, right? There was an issue between what they wanted and what Ukes was delivering. That's how the story goes. So the thing was, okay, take the game and go to a different developer if you guys can't work things out. But to pack it up, pack your bag, and then just walk away and say, I give up. You have so many people that spent their money, and despite all the complaints, yeah, people complain and still bought the DLCs. So it's like, we're talking about long-term support for this game, not just a season 5. And I think that's what people are not, really understanding what's going on. I like how, you see how they have the skeletons, the fire and all, right? I like how the cage looks like bone, right? But, yeah, man, they, like they have a solid game that just needs some more work done. It's like, okay, add what you didn't add so the game is complete, right? The genre needs it. The genre needs retro mania. And the funny thing about this game, right, is that this game came out way before, Fight Forever did. Action Arcade Wrestling came out before, way before, Fight Forever did. So, Action Arcade Wrestling is more like it came and it went. And right now, whether people understand it or not, while you're waiting to see what Ultra Pro is going to look like and what the wrestling code is going to look like, we haven't gotten any official word on anything. So the progression of those games, it's like, are you waiting to see what's going to happen? Or, is it going to be a thing of, you're just going to move on, and when it comes out, it comes out. Because what's happening really is like, in terms of wrestling games, man, it's not much to choose from. We don't have, it's either some old retro stuff or what we have now. But my whole thing is, why does it always have to be, why does it always have to be for this game to survive, this game has to die? I just never understood that mentality, man. It's like, look, we're here to support these wrestling games. I'm not buying it to make the company rich. I'm buying what I buy because I like the game. That's what we buy them for. So, I'm not buying a game thinking, well, this is going to be the end of the WWE. No game is going to come out and it's going to be the end of the WWE, or no game is going to be the end of Fight Forever. No game is going to be the end of RETROMANIA. The demise of any one of these companies is going to come down to what these people put into their game. That's what it's going to come down to. It's not about, it's not about, another game coming along and it's just so much better than every other game out there that it's just going to put it out, blow it away. That's not what happens. That's just not the way it works. So with that being said, it's like, when you can, as a wrestling game fan, people that just play video games but not necessarily wrestling games, they don't even apply to them because they wouldn't understand. But for people, there's people that make video game channels and their whole channel is based on just a wrestling game. Like, I see people play Fire Pro, and that's the only game on their entire channel is Fire Pro. So their whole channel is dedicated to Fire Pro Wrestling. Same thing. There's a couple of channels where they play nothing but Fight Forever. A lot of channels where they play nothing but 2K games. So then you have the channels that they play everything. And you have the channels that they play, whatever wrestling games, are available. Pardon me, 1 second, y'all. So, you have, for me, anyway, I love the fact that if I want to rock some 2K, I got that 2K to play. If I want to play some Fight Forever, I got Fight Forever to play. If I want to play RETROMANIA, Action Arcade, whatever, I got those to play. The thing is that one company is every year, it's a new game, and I'm not going to do that. I'm just not. The other two, no, we're just going to update our games and keep them updated. I don't know what the long-term plan is for RETROMANIA. Like the guy said, depending on the success of the DLC. I feel like, listen, it's not just the success of the DLC. What I hope he understands is, because they added two new gaming modes, a house show mode and a tournament mode. And the thing that they did right, Because when he first was talking about a tournament, a tag team mode, and I'm saying to myself, okay, that'd be cool too. They have a tag team mode, but the problem with that is if you're gonna have a tournament tag team mode and only a tournament tag team mode, well then you could actually just have it where you can have it, one-on-one or tag team. Like, why not both? So that's what they ended up doing. So now with the two new modes, they're gonna add more to the story as well. The 10 pounds of gold and all. So it's like, listen. That gives people more reason to play the game. It gives them more fun with the game. Now, if they're enjoying that, the next complaint they're gonna have is we need more wrestlers. You understand what I mean? So it's like, hopefully they understand that and don't solely base it on, if people are buying the DLC. And I mean, well, don't get me wrong. If they're not buying the damn DLC, then of course I get it, but the DLC will sell, but you have to give people more. So making these things all available, at the relaunch, that will be great. And I feel like also they need to understand games are more advanced now. Like, example, it feels funny to me when I play a video game, like a wrestling game, and there's no like female characters on there. Even like boxing gets it. Like, like Undisputed just released their DLC. And here's the thing, man. They didn't put any females in there. So I don't know what the next DLC pack is gonna look like, but they really need to put some females on there, man. And like, I feel like, hey man, reach out to Layla Ali, Ann Wolf, Mia St. John, Christy Martin. Reach out to these people. Get these women on there. Get Alicia Baumgarten on there, man. Get, my thing is, if you don't pay attention to what's going on around you and you just have a vision, it's very easy for you to end up, in a position where you might end up, just missing the point of what's actually happening, simply because, you're so fixated on your vision that you're not paying attention that, hey, look, you see what's going on around us, right? And they say, well, hey, you need to get, you need to have enough versatility on your game that people are satisfied. And when a person like I think, well, it's definitely unfair for someone to say, okay, if it doesn't have the same exact, well, it's actually not just unfair, it's stupid for someone to say, well, if it doesn't have the same amount of gaming modes and stuff as 2K, then I don't like it. Because this is what people do. They don't even give something a chance simply because they don't like, something as more. It's not a bias. It's a bias. So I just look at it and I say, okay, here's the thing, right? I don't want to play anything and feel like I'm playing the same game. So anything that I'm playing, I want it to feel like, hey, okay, this doesn't feel like 2K. This doesn't feel like Fight Forever. You think that I want to buy Ultra Pro Wrestling and feel like I'm playing the same games I already have? Like, no. It's supposed to have its own feel. It's supposed to have a different look. And this is where people just get to the point where they're not really paying attention to, like, what's going on. You're not going to get the attention of a biased person, childish, ignorant people. Like, people, you got to face it, man. That's just how some people, like many people, they don't get it, man. It's like, if they're not complaining about something, right, then they're just not happy. It's like, no, we have to hate. Like when people say you can't have good and not have bad, Bullshit, right? You can't control other people, but you should be able to control what you do. And if you're not able, to have a broader understanding that, hey, look, what you like is what you like, but you can't expect everybody to see things the same exact way, especially when it's a situation where you're pretty much going, well, 2K got this mode and that mode and that mode, and I say for that, then play 2K. Don't worry, don't play anything that's gonna make you complain. It's as simple as that. If you don't like the modes, and this is what I'm saying, we have people that do videos. They'll tell you what the game consists of, what modes are there, what they have, and what they don't have. So there's no need to buy something and then play stupid after you get it. And oh, they should have done this and this. And like this game right here, man. If you are into retro wrestling games, this game is solid. This game is solid, but the beauty of it is if they continue to add and make this a long-term project, and then you look and go, man, they started out with 16 wrestlers. Now look at how many they have. They just keep going, keep going. And somewhere in that process, they'll also come up with another gaming mode. And this is the type of thing that keep games relevant. In this day and time, look, everything is retro. We have them all out here. They have sneakers in there that they're selling for like 2,500, 3,500 sneakers. And of course, there's something from the Jordan brand and stuff like that. But retro sneakers that you're not going to find anywhere. Everything is about retro. They just keep, people don't understand. Life is all about recycling, man. Haircuts, clothing brands, clothing styles, and all that. It's just recycling. So these games are like, when you see, like I love playing this game, but the biggest thing right now is not even the mode so much. It's just the lack of people. So, um, it's a fun game to play, man. But it's like if they start to really, like, example. Let's look at this. This game has, of course, 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, four-way dance, right? It has, tag eliminations. It has, the Retro Rumble. It has a cage match with two versions of the cage, right? It has Falls Count Anywhere. It has some, this game is not, it's a solid game. Now, with the story mode, the 10 pounds of gold mode, okay, then they're going to add 2 more modes to this game. This is a solid game. The next thing is to add more wrestlers. That's what they're going to have to do. But what I don't think is wise, because if you look at the game as it is right now, right? I don't know how many people they have creating these wrestlers, but it's taken them a very long time to add wrestlers. They just created Magnum TA, Demolition, and the Rock and Roll Express. And it's been a very, very long time for 5 people and 2 more gaming modes. Now, I appreciate and respect the fact that they're making sure they're doing the best job that they possibly can. So when they do give us this game, they're giving us a solid game. I truly appreciate that. Definitely. Now, the thing is, going forward, I don't know if they're going to have more developers where they can get more wrestlers created, because what you can't do is go and give us 2 or 3 females and call it a division. Now, my thing is, they just made 5 wrestlers, right? So I'm figuring maybe it'll be a 5-pack of females. And with that 5-pack of females, if they do that, how often they do that throughout the year, I don't know. And the thing is, the process has been so slow that it will take a very long time. But it's better late than never, And the only real fear with that is, the concern with that, rather, should I say, not fear, the concern with that is, if they take so long to give us 5 wrestlers, right? The people that's really heavily invested into this game will stick around, the core audience. But as far as a lot of people just in general, I don't know. They might just feel like, oh man, it's taking too long, and you know, if you are a fan of the old NWA, then and you're a fan of WrestleFest, those are type of games, especially if not, even if it's the first time, if you never played WrestleFest, I think the game is fun. Understand? No, it didn't. I get so tired of this simulation crap. Like I said, I don't care if it's simulation or arcade. If it's fun, it's fun, and that's all that matters to me. I don't care about all that other stuff. But this game, that's the thing, man. It's like I want to see them keep developing the game. And hell, I'm telling you, man, if people are looking at this game, like when you think about who have came into the NWA, and it doesn't have to be all NWA, is what I'm saying, because they can get, as long as they can get the license, that's first and foremost. So it doesn't matter who we think of, as long as they can get the license. Because if they can't just legally put people on here, of course. And considering the fact that the game doesn't have a creator wrestler mode, I mean, hell, man, at least if we can create wrestlers and then me, y'all know me, like that's what I do. I definitely create people, and we need a female roster. And then at least if you add a creator wrestler mode, guess what happens? In your creator wrestler mode, if you can create females as well, now you can create a female division, and you also can get actual female DLCs as well. So that's something that they really should consider. I mean, that's one of the things I said about Fight Forever, man. It's like you guys are complaining, but you're not even creating wrestlers. You're just using the wrestlers that they have, which is fine, but you're not even creating wrestlers, which is part of the game. And you can create 100 people. So why would you not do it? And for those people who like the idea of being able to play 2K, they've got spoiled to that. I could just go and I can go into the community custom community creations and have these people I can just download wrestlers. Okay, yeah, you can do that, but at the same time, it's like, what if you want to just be unique and create something or someone unique that just your own creativity? I'm one of those people. You know what I mean? I'm one of those people. But at the same time, man, it's just like I hear people say, "Oh, well, 2K is not doing this and 2K is not doing that," and it's like, okay, play something else. And if you're not gonna give this a chance, if you're not gonna give Fight Forever a chance, if you're not gonna the funny thing, like you guys know this, right? The people that's talking about Ultra Pro and the wrestling code, it's like a whole, let's just be rebellious against Fight Forever. Let's just say, like, people, this is better than Fight Forever. And I always ask people, I say, I don't care what you like better than Fight Forever or 2K or whatever, but how the fuck would you know when the game isn't even out yet? And all you seen was a couple of, the same, redundant videos over and over. So how would you know what's better? And, this is like, like I said, you get away from this childish ass behavior and realize what's going on. It's like, man, I'm just down for the movement. So no, I'm not looking for a 2K killer. I'm not looking for, a Grand Theft Auto killer. I'm not looking for a fucking iPhone killer, a Samsung killer. I'm not looking for none of that stupid shit. It's just something else to play, something else to enjoy. And hopefully Ultra Pro is solid. But once again, Ultra Pro, the Wrestling Code, these are independent companies. These games are being made by independent companies. And let's understand, it's been 5 fucking years, man. So you better believe there's more negative going on than positive for the game to take that long. And, you guys need to take notes, man. It's like when you understand, and this is the thing about Fight Forever, what I'm saying, they have a lot of people, and the fact that you can create 100 people and they can keep the DLCs coming. But for me, off the bat, man, the first thing that Fight Forever need to, make available when they relaunch is the modes, the match types. You put that on there. I don't care if you make Pee Wee Herman in a DLC. People are going to be more interested now than ever because now the match types are all there. People are very spoiled too, man. Like they don't get what they want. It's like, they don't get exactly what they want, then you already know. It's one of those, I can't function modes. I can't do anything. I'm angry. I'm upset. I don't know why they didn't give us this and that. But you know, I feel like this game is like if you think about the old NWA, once again, man, I just feel like I said, like being able to get the rights, because I mean, if we had Abdullah the Butcher, that's a guy they can put on here. You know, guys like Bruiser Brody, guys that were actually here. I'm pretty sure there's some AWA guys, some Smoky Mountain guys. See, you get the rights. You know, Medusa. You know, out of all of the female wrestlers, right? Think you never seen like people. Well, yeah, people have created her on like 2K or whatever. But I mean, like her coming packaged with the game. Medusa, all of these like female wrestlers, man. That you know, the Wendy Richters of the world, like different people that you've seen in the wrestling ring, and it's like for the women, it's like they just come and go. And right now, the same thing. You know, what do they have on 2K? Like China, which they should have, but you know, there's a lot of other people. You know, the Fabulous Moolah. Like, there's different people that they, you know, like I said, in the creation, community creations and all that, and that's great that they have that. You know, it's great that they have that, but there's just so many people, man. And the point, what I'm getting to is, unless you have that authentic feel, it doesn't really matter. So that's why when people create the old NWA or AWA or whatever, and they do this on 2K, it's great that you can do that, but it's still 2K. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't feel like a new game, because it's not. It's still 2K. You need something on a different platform, man. And when I'm looking at like this game right here, this is what I love about it. It's different. You know, it has its own feel. And there's just people that I would like to see. I mean, hell, Ricky Steamboat was in the NWA. Sting was in the NWA. Lex Luger was in the NWA. You understand what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, yeah, Doom was in the NWA. You know, the Warlord and the Barbarian was in the NWA. And the thing is, if you notice with this game, they have Chris Bay on here, man. Chris Bay is a current wrestler right now, and he's over there in TNA Impact. You know, I'm pretty sure that somebody in TNA will give them permission to make some wrestlers that they have. I mean, let's get Alex Hammerstone on here, man. Huh? You know, they have Chris Bay on here. They have Zack Sabre Jr. on here. They have Warhorse on here. They have Johnny Nitro on here. They have Nick Aldis. They have Cowboy James Storm. So they have people that's here, that's wrestling right now. People that's currently active in wrestling right now. Nick Aldis is doing the general manager thing, but he still, you know, can wrestle if he wanted to. You know, Tommy Dreamer is still here. You know, so they have a mix of legends and current stars. So this is what I'm saying. They can you know, get current stars that's wrestling right now. I mean, EC3, he's another dude. You know, and the majority of the female wrestlers would probably be more current wrestlers, like, you know, that's wrestling right now. But they have people that was in the NWA that they can put on here. And this is what I want to see, man. It's like I don't see like that, like to do something. This is what I really think initially. I think that when they made this game, all they were thinking about is going to be a throwback to WrestleFest, and they didn't see the need to beef up the gaming modes and all. Even though they have a nice little selection, they have a nice selection of what they have now. But I think they felt like if they did that, then that would just be like, you know, all of these, it's like that have that nostalgic feeling, and people were like, okay, yeah, I love this. It's just like WrestleFest or Wrestling Superstars. But then it's like, no, this is a different era of time, man. You can't just put just an arcade game out anymore. You know what I mean? It can't be just an arcade game. It has to have features that's going to have people, you know, coming back to keep playing it. People get bored very fast nowadays, and people are they're less appreciative because they don't pay attention to the hard work that people put into something. They just look at what they like and don't like, and then it's more like, all right, either I'm going to fuss and complain about it, or I'm going to understand that, hey man, people put a lot of work into what they're doing. But again, you have to make things fun where people want to play, you know. And that's like the example, which is why I don't play action arcade wrestling as much as I would like to. You know, and that game was supposed to be a Chikara Pro Wrestling video game. But Chikara Pro went out of business, and you know they didn't have the rights. But I mean, they don't make any effort to make anything that, like, I know if you go into like the community creations, they'll have wrestlers up there. Some of them you have to type their name in, and the arenas and stuff like that, the rings rather, things like that. But you know, action arcade wrestling just lack features. That game definitely lacked features, man. And I remember someone made a video saying that this game has more features than Fight Forever. And I said, that's BS. Game is limited. The majority of what you have on there, you have elimination, tag elimination, 4-way elimination, 3-way elimination. Yeah, you have that. But once again, there's no cage matches on there. There's no exploding barbed wire matches on there. There's no, you know what I mean? There's nothing, you know, out of the ordinary on there. And the thing about the arcade games is arcade games are not designed with the mentality of having a lot of depth to them. But this is a different situation because these are on home consoles. This is not you standing somewhere popping a quarter into a game. An example, like I don't know, man, games that I remember that I liked, I don't even find myself playing too much because like I have Saturday Night Slam Masters as well. And I don't find myself really playing that game. And you know, and not don't get me wrong, the game was fun, but this is what I'm saying. So I'm not one of these people that's like stuck in some time capsule, like, oh, I only play what I remember as a kid or back when I did this and that. Like, no, man, I'm it's like I tell people, man, my big the thing with 2K, when I play it, I don't have as much, like 2K is more fun to watch than to actually play. When I'm playing it doesn't feel special. And for $140, all the glitches and everything that happens is like, come on, man, WWE, come on, fix this stuff. The game has a fun factor to it, don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is like, it's WWE. That's the biggest thing. It has more features and all that. Yeah, the game is stacked and all of that, yes. But that's not like everything. That's not like, it's like what I'm saying is, a game can have 22 features and it could be suffice. Another game can have 45 features and still not be as fun as the game with 22 features. You understand what I'm saying? But people get used to playing things a certain way and they just get spoiled to it. So it's not like I don't like 2K. No, 2K is fun to play, but not. It's not overwhelming. It's not something where it's like, and this is why you see what I do, right? But I play everything. It feels more like a fighting game the way it punch, because everything, the most successful, the most successes you have in the fighting system is punching and kicking first, right? And it's like the timing of the grapple. Okay, fine. 2K just feels different in that sense. It just feels more like a fighting game, man. And it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, I don't have anything against 2K. I just feel like overall that 2K, we get it every year. So once again, it's like the thrill is gone. And every time a new one comes out, you're going to have content creators talking about it, asking you guys, are you ready for it, and what they're looking for in the game, and blah, blah, blah. And then when they get it, they complain. They do the same thing with John Madden every single year. And it's like I tell people, man, listen, you know, nothing's going to kill John Madden other than, you know, EA just deciding to pull the plug. Nothing's going to come out and do that. You can't expect these indies games to come in here and be able to do what these double and triple A studios can do. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, but I like this game a lot, and as you can see, what I'm saying for people that might not be familiar, they have a story mode, and then the 10 pounds of gold mode. It's not a gauntlet. It's like a mini story mode, man. It's a few cut scenes and all, and you go from match to match. The story mode is an actual story. It's more like a, you know, um, like a road to the elite. More like the story mode of what 2K does. But 10 pounds of gold, basically, it's like I said, a mini version of. Maybe one day I'll play it, and you guys will see, what it is. Then you got your retro rumble. So to have house show and to have the tournament mode, those would be two great and very needed additions. And like I said, it's not about a 2K killer or something that to replace whatever. No, I'm not buying this to replace anything. I'm buying something because, hey, I like that too. You know what? I also like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Ultra Pro has, and I'm looking forward to see what the Wrestling Code has. But what I'm not doing is telling myself what they have that I don't know what they have. But I'm pretty sure it's more of a downside, more of a holdup than it is a positive, because we don't hear any news about these games at all. And then every now and then we'll get a trailer about some new wrestling game or some new game period, and then all of a sudden you don't hear anything else about it. And then you forget about it. A year goes by, 2 years, 3 years, and guess what? You forget that you even saw these trailers. So, case in point, in closing, I don't think it's wise to look at the wrestling code, to look at Ultra Pro or anything else and tell yourself this is going to kill 2K, or it's going to be the new best wrestling game out of. You don't know what it is. It's going to be subjective anyway. People are going to like things, people are not going to like things. But the point is, you should look forward to just enjoying what you're going to spend your money on, instead of being like a robot and trying to be a part of the go along, get along gang and say what people want you to say and have this robotic mindset. Why would I want to see why would I sit and want to see 2K go out of business? I mean, on WWE 2K get canceled or whatever. I mean, if it happens, it happens. If AEW decide to pull the plug on Fight Forever, then it happens. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. But it's, when I bought Fight Forever, my mindset wasn't, let me compare it to 2K. When I bought RETROMANIA, the mindset wasn't, let me compare it to Fight Forever no, let me compare this to 2K. No, it's a different wrestling game. It has nothing to do with what I already have. And so that's where my mindset is. My mindset is not about a comparison and having to talk bad about one company to build the other one up. So a lot of people that have the same complaints, it wasn't even like we all had, we saw a lot of things the same way, but then there's also things that people I feel like were just being outrageous about. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, when Tony Khan said what he said a long time ago and then reiterated it, the whole thing with that is, like I said, if you look at the format, you know what? Let me stop this video so I can start another one, so I don't just keep going with this and make the video any more longer. So that's all I got for you guys. I'll be right back. Enjoy.